Welcome back, everybody, to another Cuddly Chat. Um, Today is what I promised about a month ago. This is Super Mario Brothers Part 2. And as you can see, I am joined again by Quinn. Say hello.
Hello,
Thank you.
Dash Quinn.
And Captain Matt.
Ahoy there.
Captain Matt was not here the first time. He was off on some kind of seafaring voyage. So we brought him along this time, and we're gonna get his takes on the history of Mario and everything. But today we're gonna focus on more on the Mario games that aren't part of the mainline series and like the spin-offs, as you can see with Mario Kart and Mario Party and all those kinds of things. But first, uh, since we have a brand new guest this time, Captain Matt, what was
Yes.
your first experience with the Mario series?
Oh, sure. So I grew up with it. I was a kid, played the original NES game, Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers,
Mm-hmm.
um, and have played every game as it's come out.
That's awesome. I did the same. I didn't have um, I had the first game, but I didn't have the second or third game. Um, a friend of mine did. Like her kids had it uh, at the time. They had a lot more games than I did, but yeah, I've played pretty much all of them except for like the GameCube, um, Super Mario Sunshine, I think,
Hmm.
was the only one there. But um, so what did you first think when you first saw Mario? Were you like kind of like every other kid and like, oh my gosh, this is so cool, or like, what did you think?
Well, the Mario series has always been able to separate itself from other video games, right? So when
Hmm.
video games were at their their birth, and we have Atari and Nintendo and the video game wars, you had a whole lot of video games that were kind of flooding the market. And Mario single handedly saved the video game industry, right? After a giant crash with
Oh yeah.
the result of a bunch of mediocre games flooding the market, it was going to be the end of video games as we know it, but Nintendo saved it with Mario. So I think as a kid, you recognize the quality of that game compared to anything else that you play.
Oh yeah, and like I think Quinn and I talked about this last time too, but like it like you said, like it cannot be understated just how important Mario was to not only like that time in video game history, but like video games as a whole, like as we know them today. Uh
Mhm.
Right. Because
you
like
can
whenever you think of video games, there's a good chance the first video game you're think of is Mario. At this point.
oh yeah, I mean, because if you think about it, like most of the people that are like around my and Matt's age, like they're the ones developing these games now. You know, the younger generation that grew up with these games are the ones that are developing them now. So I think that, you have a unique kind of perspective. Whereas before, I mean, the people that originally developed, things like Mario and Zelda and all that stuff, I mean, they didn't have interactive entertainment like that. Their their interactivity was literally going outside and going on adventures and doing all this stuff. So it's interesting. It'll be interesting, I think, to see like what the newer generations of people come up with.
I'm excited. Very excited.
Me
Not sure
too.
what to expect, but yeah.
Yeah, like that's why like um Matt, what did you think about Super Mario Wonder?
I thought it was a very interesting direction for them to take. I'm glad that they are using a different art style than the new Super Mario Brothers series.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that there's quite a few new mechanics, so I'm excited to see what happens there, and I certainly hope that Charles Martinet is voicing Mario still.
Yeah, absolutely. Like there's something iconic about it, even though it's not like a full on voiced role. It's just kind of reactionary things. Like he's iconic at this point. Um, so yeah, I hope so too. I hope that things are well with him and Nintendo, and that they brought him back.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, so let's talk about Quinn's favorite thing about Super Mario Wonder real quick, and then we'll get into the main part of the episode here. But the elephant power up. What do we think about the elephant power up? Anybody?
Oh, do I? What do I think of the elephant power?
Yes, I'm
Um,
asking you.
uh, it's so out of left field. It might work because of that, but I can also see this failing. Like it's so. It, I don't know. Like it's so random. Let's give. I mean, then again, Mario became a bee in one point. Also a spring.
And a frog.
Also a frog, or
Well, let's
multitude of
think
things.
about Mario Odyssey, right? He literally becomes 30 to 50 different beings just by throwing his hat. So
Right.
Mario transforming isn't unheard of, but I'll grant you it is a bit odd, but that could be what
And
they're going
it's
for.
not. It's, anatomically correct elephant. It's just. It's more of if a elephant and Mario did a fusion dance.
I think it's safe to say that like you would be the only one who's bothered by the anatomically incorrect Mario elephant.
Possibly, but I just my thoughts overall. It's just super out of left field, and I don't know how to feel about it.
That's okay. You're allowed to not know how you feel about it.
Thank you.
So, what other games have you guys played in the Mario series? And I mean, we know that Quinn's
Ready?
played
Ready?
RPG, which we'll give
Great
him
game.
that here in a little bit. But
Great game.
but like Mario Kart. Let's talk about
Hmm.
Mario Kart for a few minutes. Uh,
Sure.
did Matt? Did you ever play the original Mario Kart?
I sure did. Got it right out of the box. It was a Christmas present for me this on the Super Nintendo,
Really?
original Mario Kart. It has not aged well though. You try and go back and play that game these days, and it is a different experience. It
Oh,
was certainly finding its footing back when they first created. But my personal favorite Mario Kart is Double Dash. That was the
Double
one that I really
Dash.
felt like it hit its stride. It controlled perfectly. The GameCube was
hmm,
just a magical machine. So I think Double Dash was
I
fantastic.
agree.
And
awesome. Yeah, I never had Super Mario Kart. The first game in the Mario Kart series that I played, and technically the only game that I've played in Mario Kart, is Mario Kart 8 and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. That was the first time that I ever uh, played Mario Kart. Excuse me, and because I didn't have it on Super Nintendo, and I didn't have a Nintendo 64 or a GameCube, and I got a Wii, but I didn't get Mario Kart for it. So,
Man,
so my mind was blown, like when I saw Mario Kart 8
let me tell
initially.
you something. Let me tell you something. Let me talk to you. Um, if you would have played Mario Kart Wii and then 8 Deluxe, oh my goodness. So personally, my first Mario Kart was Mario Kart DS. I played the crap out of it. I had a lot of friends in elementary school,
Mm-hmm.
primary school, and we would play, the versus mode all the time. And I loved Mario Kart DS. I said I liked Mario Kart Double Dash because I've seen a lot of things about it. I've never once played it. It looks cool. I haven't played anything before. Oh, I played 64. But the first one that I owned was DS, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so anything before 64 I didn't play. Mario Kart Wii was revolutionary, revolutionary because they gave you a little steering wheel attachment. I think it was glorious. It was great.
So, Matt, did you catch what he said there about the Wii? That it was revolutionary?
it's interesting because the Wii was originally going to be called the Revolution. Is that what you're getting at?
Yes, yes. So
Wow.
Ooh.
it's
No
very
pun intended. Want to put that out there?
yeah, yeah. It was actually codenamed the Revolution at the time, and like um I remember when they announced what it was actually called, people were like, "What?"
We,
Like,
we,
we
really?
like people it got made fun of so bad, and then it was like the best-selling console for like forever.
Yeah,
So
it got good. And they called it Wii U.
yeah, and then
They
that
ran out of
failed,
names.
but you know,
They ran out of names.
they did. And then they're like, "We got to switch it up."
Uh,
So,
furthermore, I played Mario Kart, Mario Kart 7, the 3DS one. That was pretty good.
mhm.
It was really
Mhm.
good. And introduced a lot of cool. I think that's when we got the underwater and then gliders, and then I think 8 was the one where we could go upside down.
Mhm.
And so, it got better and better.
Mhm.
Mario Kart 8 is at a plateau right now, even though they keep adding stuff to it. I don't ever feel a need to come back
Yeah, I'm like
personally, but
I want to play a new Mario Kart. That's what I want. Like, just give it to me. And no, Mario Kart Tour does not count.
no, that's my history on it. My 2 cents.
So, let's see. So, did you guys have you guys played Mario Party at all? The Mario Party series?
Matt, you go
Yes,
first.
indeed.
Matt,
I've played all of the mainline series ones. I never played any of the spin-offs or the handheld titles, but I did play 1 through 10 and then have the two on that are on Switch.
nice, nice.
Heck yeah. Gosh, I love Mario Party. Man, I love Mario Party. Um, as a little boy, I would go on YouTube. I'd watch a channel by the name of the Runaway Guys, or TGR, and they would play. I mean, they're still doing it. They go through every Mario Party, and they're just so good with commentary, and the games are awesome. And so I like to blame them for my love for Mario Party, and I played a lot of Mario Party with my brother when I was a very small man, small boy, I guess. And
You could be a
so
very small man.
my first one was the first one
Mhm.
on 64. But I still think Mario Party 2 is forever the best because Space World forever.
Pirate World.
In Pirate World.
Well, that's okay, but Space World, Space
Oh,
World,
yeah.
Space World.
Mario Party 2 was actually my first as well. I remember renting it from Blockbuster actually, and it was one
Heyo.
of the first games I ever rented, and I enjoyed it so much that we ended up buying it, and then went back and bought the first one and the third one, or like whenever the third one came out, we bought both the first and the third one together.
Oh, that's
So I
cool.
have played them all, but the second one was my first Mario Party.
Good
Nice.
stuff.
Mine,
Very good stuff.
as Quinn knows, I tend to get into things a lot later than most. But like, my first Mario Party was actually the first one that they did on the Switch, which I can't think of. I think it's just
Was
Super Mario
that
Party, isn't it?
Superstar?
That's Super Mario Party,
Oh
yes.
Yeah.
yeah, there's crappy one first and better one next.
Well, I like the flipping the steak mini game. Okay, shut up.
Well, you know why it's worse than the second one. There's a very big reason why.
Tell me.
Multiplayer.
Oh no.
Multiplayer. Oh, it's so much easier on Superstars and all the good ones from all the other last games.
Oh yeah.
I'm talking mini games now. So all the good mini games from the previous ones
Mhm.
remastered. Oh, great.
Nice.
Mwah.
Um. Yeah. Like. So, what would you guys say is like the bigger destroyer of friendships? Is it Mario Party or Mario Kart?
Mario Party, because you can do some crazy rude stuff like take stars, take all coins, sabotage people. Chance time is a absolute friend killer. Just friendship ender.
So,
Thankfully, I've never lost any friendships over a game of Mario Party, but I would
right.
say
Oh
that
no,
there are
I lost a
certain.
star to somebody. Oh, we threw hands. It was bad.
That's terrible, Quinn.
No, no, no. Oh man, I looked over and he was laughing like the Joker. Yeah, it was great. Good time.
That's funny. Um.
If you haven't, you should look up some chance time
I.
like clips. They
I
are glorious.
see. I've always heard like Mario Kart was the bigger like point of contention for people
What?
because of like the blue shells and all that kind of stuff, how easy it is to like get. And we're back. We had to take a quick break. Um, but we're back now. And something that I really want to talk about that I don't know if you guys have played them or not. Did you guys play Mario Maker at all?
I did not. I actually did not get in the Mario Maker craze. I really enjoyed the promotional material and the trailers and everything, but
Hmm.
I never actually played either of the games.
Nor
Really?
did I.
Really? Okay, so that was
It's too hard.
really cool. Um, the I remember the Wii U game, the first one, came with like kind of like a I want to say like an art book or whatever. It wasn't an art book, but it was like just like design ideas, and it was like illustrated like the old um, Mario illustrations from like the 80s for the promotional art and stuff. So it was really cool. Um, but I got rid of it. I can't remember why. But I got the second one on the Switch, and that was really fun. And I can't play it right now because I don't have the Switch online, but that's fine. But it's really fun. Like the whole idea of getting to make your own Mario levels is like really interesting.
And it brought up an interesting discussion, right? Because there was a large gap between the new Super Mario Brothers series and the announcement of Super Mario Wonder, right?
Hmm.
And I think that a lot of folks were believing that the release of Mario Maker, that was it. We don't need to make 2D Mario anymore because everybody can make their own levels, their own games infinitely, and we no longer need to produce our own games like this. So personally, I am very happy to see that we have Mario Wonder and that that was not the case, but I think that that does explain why there was such a large gap between those releases.
Yeah, I definitely agree because I remember exactly the same thing like what you're talking about where I would read comments online where people would say like you said, I mean, the we don't need another 2D Mario and everything and because like you said we can just make our own and it's cool um what Mario Maker has been able to do in terms of creativity. But like I think it's also important to remember that um that is just it's a game. So it's supposed to
Yes.
be a lot simpler to understand, So like it's a very kind of almost I don't want to use the term like watered down, but just it's a very simplified version of like making your own Mario levels instead of like the full-on creative suite of tools that Nintendo has to craft them from the ground up. Um,
It's the lazy route.
I mean,
It's
there's
it,
some
it's
pretty
it's the
creative ones.
lazy route.
There's some
No,
pretty.
they said here's the stuff, here's the platforms, here's the power ups, here's the enemies. Go for it. Knock yourself out.
Hmm.
That really appealed to me. Yes, do I own Mario Maker 2? Yes. Am I gonna play it? Probably not. Like I don't. I'm bad at platformers too. So like, it
So,
just
so that begs the question then, why did you get it in the first place?
I didn't. It was a gift.
Oh, well, there you go. But yeah, like I think getting back to Matt's point real quick about the gap between like the new Super Mario Brothers games and then Mario Wonder, like I think it really showed just how not how we needed a new 2D Mario game, but just like what was missing from the new Super Mario Brothers series and then the Mario Maker games as well. Like there's just something about Mario Wonder that's like as soon as they revealed it, everybody was like, "Yes, I love this," And of course, you're gonna have like the detractors and everything, but like, uh, just like YouTube does, with everything, there's always somebody that hates something. But like the vast majority of people were like, "This is so cool," and this is like, I didn't know I needed this until I saw it, you know. And I think that's what makes it really, really interesting. And it'll be interesting to see like how much it sells over the holiday and stuff
I'm
like that.
excited
Yeah.
to
Um.
not buy it,
Oh. Well, you're gonna
but
be
to watch.
talking about Mario
Oh,
RPG again.
RPG for
So
until I mean night and day. There will be no pauses. I'm so very excited.
yeah. Tell us a little bit about your excitement since Matt wasn't here the first time.
um, Mario RPG, a video game made 26 years ago. As someone who had somebody else play through the entire game for me,
Hmm.
say 16 years ago, roughly. No, that's not right. Maybe more closer to 12 years ago. It was a cool game then, and then I got my hands on the SNES. Was that remake? The mini?
Hmm.
Like I'm looking right at it, and
Classic.
classic, yes sir. And so I got to play it myself, and it's just the first level. After completing the first level, it felt it felt like a game that I know I would love, and I sure did. I played through the entire game, I think in a week because I was so glued to it. It's a phenomenal game that I wish they like did a direct sequel to it. But that's fine. But so and then hearing of this remake finally, finally, and it looks glorious.
Hmm.
It's very exciting because everything's going to be remade. You're going to have better animations. We're going to have the music, the OST with actual instruments, which is going to be just glorious. The revival and the showing of Gino and Mallow to the new generation, just so people understand just like why everyone wants these two characters in the future, because they're that good. They're so shadowed in today, and it's just sad. So I'm very, very, very excited for this game.
You know what, Matt? I like that he said newer generations, like he's not younger than we are.
No, yeah, right, but I got best of both worlds. I got to experience this game at a very young age, and there's a new generation between now and then that was
And then,
brought to life. So
but
I
see,
never actually played the Mario RPG when it was first released. I did play it on the classic, but never completed it. So I am looking forward to the Switch release so that I
mhm,
can play it all the way through.
yeah,
yeah, I switched from digital to physical copy pre-order because I want that artwork. I want that cover. If it wasn't for that fact, I would have got it digital. But it's just it's the history.
it's bland. I think it's
I
like
bet I feel like
TBD.
that's I feel like there's gonna be more to it. I do. I don't think that's gonna be the legit cover. I feel like it's just a cover.
It'd be kind of
There's
cool if
no way
they.
they're gonna make it white.
It'd be kind of cool if they like redid the original. Just
That's what I'm saying. That's what I feel like they're doing. They don't have it yet. I feel like they're. I feel like there's something more coming. I could be wrong, but this time I'm gonna assume I'm not.
so you mentioned something about having the best of both worlds, and I think that Matt and I have something that kind of trumps that almost, which is we've been around to see like the evolution of video games and not just Mario games, but like games as a whole. And I think that's been really cool to see like you know just how complex and how even something as more simplistic as Mario, like how complex that has gotten over the years. You know what I mean? Like, Matt, do you have any thoughts on that?
I think the beauty of Mario is in its simplicity.
Hmm.
While mechanics and graphics and we're taking Mario to space, we're taking him on an island vacation, all of that
Hmm.
has changed and evolved. It's still Mario. You're still jumping. He's had his same core move set ever since Mario 64.
Hmm.
And I think it's just the ability for anyone of any generation to be able to pick up and play a Mario game. Um,
Except for
that's
Quinn.
beautiful.
Except for Quinn, because he sucks at platformers, apparently. I don't know. That's what he says. But yeah, I definitely agree. Um, Quinn, what do you think about? Do you agree with like Mario? being kind of like he said, the beauty and the simplicity of it, or do you think it's kind of more complex than people like to give it credit for?
I think it's. I think it is universal. No, I do. I mean, I could pick up Mario 3 right now
Mm-hmm.
and go to town. Then in the same vein, I could pick up Odyssey for the first time and jump for joy because you know how much better it looks. But yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely there is no starting point. You can start wherever you want, and you can
Mm-hmm.
play whatever game you want. Yeah. So
Yeah. And I think that's, I agree as well that, like I said, I mean, I think that's what makes it such an appealing series, no matter whether it's like the mainline Mario games or something like Mario Kart or Mario Party is like everybody, even if you don't play games, everybody knows who Mario is, or just about everybody. And especially like with
right.
the movie coming out, like um that real let me rephrase that. With the good movie coming out, it really put Mario back in the mainstream. Not that he ever left, but just in terms of breaking out of video games and kind of the video game curse of video game centric movies not being that good. Um, because I think that movie made like close to $1 billion, maybe. I can't
It's
remember.
a good movie. It's a great movie. It's a phenomenal movie. It's
Mm,
exactly how I wanted it to go too. Like it was a
really
Mario with no memory, and he learned. It was
nice.
awesome.
No spoilers. I haven't seen it.
Race
Um,
it. Well, it's been okay. All right, go ahead.
but so another thing that is like really memorable for anybody that's played a Mario game, I think, and you guys can weigh in on this as well. But like, I think one of the most memorable parts, especially of like a new Mario game, getting a new Mario game, is the music. Um, there's always those kind of themes that, um, especially the first
Yeah.
game, has some really good music and really kind of some of the most memorable music in video games, I think. Um, but each game has its own like feel and own um, the music matches it so well, and I think that's something that also sets it apart. I think. What do you guys think?
I'll start.
Hmm.
Um. Oh, absolutely. If you were to look at my Spotify, there's a lot of Mario OST
Hmm.
songs in my liked video or liked songs playlist.
Hmm.
I mean, there tracks like let's see, the OG, going into the cavern layers.
Hmm.
Uh, Dire Docks comes to mind. Shifting Sands is good. Uh, so many great themes. A handful from Galaxy. Just they're all they give you that certain feeling. That's why they're
Hmm.
so good because you put the feeling, the moment, the memory of a specific Mario moment to a song,
Hmm.
and you can play that song over and over again. Is that playing games? So I think that's why it's so powerful.
Yeah, like for me, and Matt can chime in as well. Like for me, when I hear the World 1-1 theme of the original Mario, I'm instantly right there, like transported back to like I was, however old I was at the time when I first saw it. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
Sure. I'll offer you two moments in the Mario series where the music is just, it really builds the atmosphere and builds what the game is all about. So uh, Mario Galaxy, the final battle with Bowser, you hear this chorus, these vocals in the background getting louder and louder before you deal the final blow to Bowser, excuse me, and you just, uh, get more and more. I would say the word is hype, right? So it starts off slow. I mean, you have a full orchestral soundtrack throughout that game, but bringing in this chorus at the end for the final battle was just a great decision. So that, and then Odyssey, when you're completing the Metro Kingdom and you have the big festival on the skyscrapers and the fireworks, and you've got that music playing. That is just a magical time, and everything I think Odyssey meant to be.
Oh yeah. Like for me, I'm not gonna lie, when I when I saw like the ending of the Metro Kingdom and then I mean the way that they did that with like the Donkey Kong portion of it and then having the music and everything, like I teared up a little bit, not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, yeah, Mario game. I mean, Mario games are just the soundtrack, especially with Odyssey. That last song, that definitely. I think it was mostly because that game's hard and I'm bad at platformers. So when I finally beat that game, it was a good feeling. It was a great, great feeling. And I don't cry much. And I think I got one tear out there for that
Right.
piece of music. So
Yeah, Mario. I know I said we were gonna like talk about like other things other than like the mainline series, but Mario Odyssey was just like it was insane. Like when I first saw it, I'm like, whoa! Like when they finally
I'm glad.
first revealed it, um,
Yeah,
I was
I'm
like,
super glad.
it's nuts. It's like I said, like everything that like Matt was saying, like everything that Mario is supposed to be and supposed to do is like it's in that game. Uh, it may not be kind of what people were expecting, but when has Nintendo ever done that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I was very excited because it felt like a continuation of Galaxy,
Mhm.
but more grounded.
Mhm.
It's beautiful, beautiful game, awesome soundtrack. So many new things that worked with Mario, and the callbacks and the
Uh huh.
Easter eggs with all the outfits and all that. It could not have gone better, really.
Right. And I agree. And I mean, Matt, what did you think? What were some of your favorite parts of Odyssey?
Oh, sure,
Other than like the music. Yeah.
we can sing Odyssey's praises. I mean, it was phenomenal the way Mario controls, the creativity, the music, all that.
Mhm.
But having grown up with Mario 64 and Mario Sunshine, where you have these hub worlds, and then they go off into different self-contained levels, um, you get that to a degree with Odyssey. But there is just so many objectives, so many moons, so many things to do in Odyssey that it can be somewhat overwhelming. You don't even need to complete half the game. You don't need half the moons in order to complete Odyssey.
Right.
Isn't that
Um,
crazy?
so I think that if they what is Odyssey 2 going to be? What is going to be the next step? I'd like to see them try and take a little step back and be a little bit more self-contained, closer to the vein of Sunshine or 64 as opposed to 999 objectives.
Yeah, I agree there. I mean,
Yeah.
Odyssey has a lot going for it. Having 999 moons was
It
not
makes
one of them.
replayability difficult. One of my favorite things about Mario games, especially Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, is they are so replayable. I can
Mhm.
find a weekend, just mellow out and play for 6, 7 hours and complete one of those games. Odyssey,
Right.
I've completed to 100% one time, and it's been something that I've wanted to do again, but man, I don't have months to dedicate to it.
Yeah.
It's just so much
Like
heartache and all that to doing it.
I remember like my mom and I would play it together, and my mom always liked being the hat because the hat can't die. So
Right.
like she was like Quinn, where she wasn't really. I mean, we grew up, or I say we, I meant I grew up uh, with her playing video games with me, and she would do like Donkey Kong Country and Mario and that kind of thing. So, but she wasn't like the best by any means at like platformers. So, like having having the capability of being uh, a character that is really basically invulnerable and can't be hurt or you can't lose a life from it, was really good for her because it allowed us to have those times together. You know what I mean? Um,
Oh yeah, no, those are the things that'll stick with you for a while, and then you're playing a game, you're like, I feel like I've played this before, and then you unlock that memory of somebody else playing it with you or for you. It's
mhm,
great, it's magical.
definitely. Um,
But enough about Odyssey, yeah.
yeah. So let's see. Does anybody have like? 'Cause it's it's getting ready to storm here. I think. Does anybody
Let's
have any
check.
closing thoughts?
Well,
Um,
when you mentioned, oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it would be criminal not to talk about Mario stepping outside the video game world and playing some sports for once.
Oh yes, yes. Mario Sports.
He's played baseball, he's played tennis, he was in the Olympics, he's played what else? What am I missing?
Golf.
Soccer.
Soccer, golf too. Yeah, no, he's played a couple sports. I thought Mario Sluggers for the Wii was pretty cool. I had fun, but
That's a great game.
that's the well, I say that's the extent. Mario Tennis on 64, that was a fun time. Other than that, I have not played any of the Mario sports games. But we were talking about you know um, spin-offs and or not mainline Mario games. So
Mm.
yeah, I
Oh
think we should
yeah.
And
definitely bring them
those
up.
series did manage to stall out around the Wii U era. The tennis and golf. There was getting to be a release for every single console, but not a whole lot new was being added to them. But then we get Battle Golf on the Switch, and that's certainly fun. It was a little gimmicky, but uh, I think that the series are still alive and well. They just need to find their footing again of what made the classics so memorable.
Yes.
I would agree. I know that the tennis game that came out for the Wii U really was um, kind of slammed. I don't guess kind of, but slammed by critics and fans and everything
Oh,
because it was
right.
so like bare bones compared to what had come before. And
It becomes very obvious when they are releasing a game just to release a game rather than taking the time and the effort. And, Miyamoto has always said, he doesn't want to put out a bad product. He doesn't want to rush it. He'd rather delay a game and make it good.
mhm,
Um, so sometimes you have to wonder those decisions that are made to put out a game for the holiday season or what have you that are clearly unfinished. How much control do they really have?
right. And I think the um, the Wii U just in general was kind of a unique case because they had just come off the Wii and hadn't done the Switch yet or anything. So they were kind of like riding the coattails of the original Wii, thinking that just putting a U at the end of it was gonna make it. Cause like I thought it was a controller. I legitimately did. I thought it was just the the gamepad. So
Gamepad?
so I
Yeah.
think yeah, I think that really hurt um, the Wii U, and then because not knowing what it was, and then not being clear about what it was, and then having like you said, just these instances of them just shoving out games that were half baked just to get holiday sales, and it's like they're better than that. I mean, I know that they're a
It's
company,
yeah.
but it's like come on. So.
No, I mean the Wii U had something. I feel like it was a trial run for the Switch. Of course they have their differences, but it was a detachable pin pad which you can play your game on,
Mhm.
or you can connect it to the TV
Mhm.
and play it that way. It's cool. I thought it was cool. I thought Wii U was freaking cool.
It was a stepping stone. It was a necessary stepping stone. It walked so the Switch could run.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. That's
And
the best way to put it.
this is kind of getting off topic, but it's my show and I can. So, um, the difference between like the Wii U marketing and then the Switch is insane.
Hmm.
Because if you go back and you look at that initial Switch reveal, it's like night and day compared to like here's what it can do and here's how you can use it versus everybody thinking that the Wii U was just the tablet, you know. So,
It was great. I don't have many memories of the Wii U because it was never with me.
Yeah.
But I have many memories of the Wii and all that. Mario's a big part of it. Yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah.
We would be doing a disservice to the Mario series if we were to fail to mention the other RPG games. Quinn, you mentioned not getting a direct
Uh,
sequel to Mario RPG, but
Paper Mario, right?
Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi series, there are other RPGs in the game, the
Um.
Mario games.
Yeah.
There was
Definitely.
no. I still will be bitter that there is no Mario RPG 2. They
Sure.
definitely could have done. I need a Geno game. I need like a Mario and Geno game, or just a Geno spinoff because he was so hyped up and all of that. It's just yes, Paper Mario was in a way a sequel. It is an RPG, and Mario and Luigi Superstars was a great series as well. I think the 3D ones kind of crap, but the
Mm-hmm.
original ones are awesome. Superstar Saga, delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Paper Mario OG, delicious with the badges and hammers, great, great stuff. Kept
Yeah.
me entertained.
Um. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think Gino is kind of overhyped because of everybody just purely because of everybody wanting him for Smash all the time. I broke Quinn. I'm sorry.
No, I mean that's your opinion. I'm just, you say what you want to say about him. I have my
Yeah.
opinion. You have yours.
No, no. I like him as a character. I think he's cool. I just think that it got
He's
really,
badass.
huh?
He's badass. That's
Oh,
what he is.
yeah, he is.
He's
And
got a beam for a hand. Hell yeah.
but I just yeah, but yeah, I think maybe one day if our RPG remake can do decently, I could see them maybe making a sequel in the future.
I don't think they'll make a sequel. I think that ship has sailed 20 years ago at this point. The direct sequel won't happen, and that's okay. What I would be okay with is Gino getting his own game or something that acknowledges the characters that were but aren't now.
Hmm.
You catch what I mean?
Yeah.
You know that's all I'm saying. Like you may not have a plan for a full game, but acknowledge what people love. I
Sure.
get it's a Mario franchise, but Mario, there's still people or things that also accelerated Mario's popularity. So also you get to play as Bowser in RPG. Like, who doesn't want to do
Mario
that?
Galaxy introduced us to Rosalina. Next thing we know, in Super Mario 3D World, we have Rosalina as a playable
We
character,
have
and
Rose.
she's
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect example.
Peach, but different, but still, that's Daisy too. But
You
Yeah.
were
poor
just speaking
Daisy.
about introducing new characters to the series and having them then part of the Mario canon, where we would see them more.
Hmm.
I think so. Like if you put Rosalina, who was absolutely a other side of the coin character, narrator, if you will, and Gino was in a game. Well, I guess I don't know. Gino's case is different. Gino was in a game. He was playable,
Hmm.
but he wasn't in any other ones.
Well, I can I can say that if Super Mario Brothers 2 can actually introduce like a whole slew of new characters that are like mainstays at this point, then anything else can literally happen. I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah.
So
Thank you, Matt, for reminding me.
yeah, yeah. So I think we'll wrap it up here. We've been going about 20 minutes on this part. Um, So I think are you guys all right with that? If
Yeah,
we
I'm
do?
good.
All right. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I will try to get
Thanks
this
for having me.
edited and
Pleasure to be here.
yeah, absolutely. I'll try to get this edited and out just as soon as I can. But thank you guys again for joining me. I'll have you guys back definitely because I think we have good conversations together.
Oh yeah,
So
great chemistry.
yeah. So thank you guys again, and
Yeah,
we'll see you
we hit
guys
those.
next time.